What's good, family? It's your boy Also Jay, and I'm back with another video. Let's get into it. So, I may have mentioned this in the past, but my favorite book to date, currently, at the moment, because I got a whole lot of books that I still have that I haven't read yet, but of all the books that I have read, my favorite book, Outwitting the Devil. Now, if you're into self-improvement, you've definitely had to hear about this book. It's one of the most popular books when it comes to this type of niche. I've read this book twice. Every once in a while, I'll skim through the pages, look at little things that I may have marked. Like, I mark things in my books, like just things that I feel like are just super powerful. And if I come back to it, I could look at it. And I've read this one page, right? I'm going to give y'all a little brief summary of it. This book, I kid you not, really made a shift in my consciousness and my mind in terms of just habits, just actions. There's a couple books that shaped me, but this one is one of my favorites. So if you don't know about the book, right, it starts off with Napoleon Hill basically giving his story a little bit, and most of the book it's him interviewing the devil, right? Of course, this wasn't actual literal of him interviewing an actual devil, but what is said, the information, the conversation that is happening through the book is so powerful. So one of the questions Napoleon Hill asked in one of the pages, he asked the devil, he said, what is a sin? Tell me what a sin is. What are some sins, right? And the devil's answer was, a sin is what any person does or thinks that makes them unhappy. So you're really sinning against yourself. He said human beings who are in a sound physical and spiritual health should be at peace with themselves. Any form of mental or physical misery. And then Napoleon Hill proceeds to say, name some of them, right? So this is just straight out the book. I'm gonna name what he said, right? So he says, it is a sin to overindulge in sex because it breaks down one's willpower and it leads to the habit of drifting. It is a sin to permit one's mind to the dominant thoughts that are based around envy, greed, fear, hatred, intolerance, vanity, self-pity, discouragement, because this leads to drifting. Now look, he mentioned other things, but those are the main things I want to focus on right now. So really, it's around the thoughts, the negative thoughts. I want to focus on those things right now, right? Everything that is said in that book goes into a lot of what I speak about the subconscious mind and how your actions lead to how you view yourself. No matter if you lie to yourself or not, subconsciously, there's no lies being told. There's nothing you can't hide from your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind sees things for what it is and doesn't place any, their opinions don't matter when it comes to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is what it is, right? So the way you perceive yourself has a lot to do with the actions that you take. This is the big thing that I took from that. A lot of what was said there is kind of common sense, or using that term common sense is very tricky because common sense is not common. You've heard that before. But the biggest thing to me that stands out is when he said the overindulgence, just overall. He did say sex, but he went on to mention other things. It's not just about sex specifically, it's just the overindulgence and pleasure is what hurts a person's willpower and leads to drifting. This is why, unless you are happy with where you are in life, and let me be specific when I say this, because don't get that misconstrued, meaning just because you're not where you want to be yet means that you're depressed or sad or angry or just not happy with life. You could be a happy person, have inner peace, and just be in a positive place in your life, but you could still have certain goals. If you have not gotten to the destination of your big goal, then it is very detrimental that you are attentive to how much pleasure you are indulging on a daily basis, especially pleasure that you have not really earned. That's the biggest problem about today's world, is that pleasure is way too accessible. So because it is so accessible, this definitely kills your will. And this is so true. There's also a quote that I've heard that says, give a man entertainment, consistent sex, and good food, and a place to sleep, his dreams die. If you have all four of those things and you're not aware of how they affect you and your willpower, all you're gonna do is use those things as an escape to the inner soul, to how you feel deep down, because that deep down feeling is your higher self letting you know that you're not doing what you came here to do. You're not on the path, you're drifting. You're falling off the horse, but you're supposed to be doing something. But instead, you're distracted by pleasures which kill your drive, that force, that hunger, that will to go do what you truly want to do. What will create a lasting satisfaction for you instead of instant gratification, instead of being instantly gratified. It doesn't last. That instant gratification is never lasting, so you're going to keep going for it, which is what makes you numb. And we all know about building a tolerance for something. You enjoy it less the more you do it. And that's going to lead to depression, because now you're feeling lost. Now you're feeling hopeless, helpless. You feel your life doesn't have real meaning. If we didn't have purposes, if we didn't have things to do, if there wasn't a way of living that was better, then you would feel completely fine doing that. But you don't, do you? Now, some of us already realized this. Some of us haven't. But even the ones who have realized it, it's still a conscious effort every single day. It's still a step-by-step thing, because we're human, we're creatures of habit. But that's part of the game called life. It's supposed to be hard, or at the very least, challenging. So it's not just sex that kills your willpower, like he mentioned in his book. Not to say, oh, you have to be celibate. He said the overindulgence of it. Overindulgence. Sometimes we do things that give us dopamine hits because we're bored, or we just want to feel good real quick, because you don't feel good on a normal basis. If you felt good on a normal basis, you wouldn't overindulge. But let's be mindful of these things, family, because there's a reason behind everything. And there's a reason why you feel unfulfilled. Even though you have those basic things that should make any man happy or any person happy. Good food to eat, consistent sex, entertainment, shelter. Be grateful for these things. Don't get me wrong. Be grateful. There's people out there, they don't know where their next meal is coming. They don't know who to talk to, who to turn to. Definitely be grateful, because that could be taken away from you as well. But respect it. Respect yourself. And this is for the people who want something, who's not satisfied. Like, be happy for what you get. Be happy for what you have. But if you want more, these are the things that you need to pay attention to. That's all I gotta say for today. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. I got a lot more content on the way. I love y'all.